Hey guys and girls, welcome to another episode of Antlers, or Watching Whitey, whatever you want to call it. We're going to do something a little bit different this week. We're going to go in the pen and take a look at Whitey and all his girls and see how he's doing down there. And I've been in there the last couple of weeks with him. He's been just fine. I've been in there a couple of times during the week and he's been just fine. Oh, I need to go get some carrots. I need to go get some carrots before I go in there and carry up there for Split Ear, because Split Ear is becoming a darling. She sure is. But we're going to do something a little different at the end of the video. We're going to take a look at Whitey and some of his bucks around the yards that are actually maybe, you know, I know at least Forrest is his. We're going to take a look at Whitey's sheds from last year. I have TC. I have TC sheds from last year. I have Whitey sheds from last year. We looked at those last week. But I have TC sheds from last year. He was out last year, and I found these. I went out looking for them, did some shed hunting, and finally found both of them. So we're going to take a look at those from last year, up a little bit closer, and see how much he might have changed. So, and before we go in the pen. So right now, let's just take a look at Whitey as he is now, with some of his boys, and you kind of take note of him and kind of count how many points he's got and stuff, and we'll look at his sheds from last year and you can kind of see how much he's changed. That's always very, very interesting to watch how bucks change from year to year. Now keep in mind, TC is I think a 6-year-old deer, maybe 7. I'm not sure, I need to double check that, but the years go by so quickly. Enjoy every day, the years going by fast. But he is he's still adding. His horns are better than they were last year, and of course, hopefully we'll be able to find his sheds. He's out running around on a couple thousand acres, so you might or might not find them. But anyway, we'll try. But we will look at his sheds from last year at the end of this video. For right now, let's go see what he looks like right now, carrying those antlers on top of his head. While we are looking at antlers this week, we have a chance to look at TC. TC is looking awfully big, and he's got some of his family right here. There's Ot 6 turned into Ot 3, a couple more small little bucks, and then my buddy Forrest. And you see Forrest is pretty aggressive. He's going to move some of the other deer around where they can't have any of his food. Now I don't think he's going to move TC around any. Watch him here though. He starts sewing those antlers around there. He's going to have him a set one of these days. He's really looking pretty. He's just really looking. He's so fat, so healthy. The little deer are as well. The only deer that's a little skinny right now is TC, and I think he's skinny just because he's been running so much. But it appears the rut is very, very close to being over. There will be some breeding still go on in the month of December. Always is. But there's some horns right there. You can look at all different sizes, from a spike, a little 4-point, a 6-point, an 8-point, and a 12-point right there. That's looking at horns. You know, watch your deer antlers grow. There you are, right there. And you have one that should be 6-point, but he lost 3 of them. You have a spike, and now those deer are all 3 the same age, and they're the same age as Forrest. So you can see how genetics can really, really play a difference in how big the deer is, how big their horns are. But now those little guys there have good genetics as well. They do. And they will produce some larger horns this next year, without a doubt. So that'll kind of give you a look at some horns right there. I just got in the pen. I just got in the pen here, and then Split Ear came right up here to me. Some of y'all have suggested Dilly as a name for her. Somebody else suggested a couple other cute names. But she's coming up here. She's smelling carrots on my hand. See what she's doing? She's licking my fingers. I have carrots right here. I have carrots right there. And she's smelling those carrots. Now she's going to follow me around for sure. That's a good girl. That's a good girl right there. That's a good baby deer. All right, she's going to follow me around. But let's go see if we can find Whitey. If you'll remember, last week he was laying right up here and I didn't see him. You look how fat and sassy his girls are. Looky here, like a puppy dog. Looky here. I might have to let you out and let you have your baby outside. I might see if you'll come hang around the house. I think I could train her too pretty easily. We'll go look around and see what we got here. We're just going to walk down and see if we can find. I've got actually 4 large pens here that we raise our deer in and turn them loose. This is not a commercial operation at all. We don't sell deer. We don't sell hunts. We simply trying to improve the genetics. And as we look over here in this pen, we've come through one, looked at another. I do not see Mr. Whitey down there anywhere, so let's just go looking for him over here. And right here beside me, that knows that I have those carrots, and there's Whitey right there. There he is right there. And I'm going to get out of his way over here by this tree. I think he's fine. I think most of these deer are bred. I think he's just fine. Set my deal down there. And I have to watch her. She's liable to grab some of these mics here and chew them in two. She's all over me here. She wants some of those carrots. Look at him pawing. Look at that. He's making him a scrape right there. Gonna make him a scrape. He's hitting his horns. He's hitting his horns on, on the side of the fence. That's what that rattling noise is. And he's making a scrape. Now he's gonna pee down his legs and leave his scent on that scrape. Is exactly what he did. That was just kind of like he's almost an actor to do that. As I walked in here, he is peeing down his legs right now. Aren't you guys glad you don't have to do that? Aren't you girls glad that guys don't do that? Well, some of them might, I don't know. There is some of the babies outside, 4 or 5 of the babies outside. I haven't seen them today. They haven't been around at all. But there he is right there, and he's made that scrape. Don't you be looking at me over here, guy. I'm gonna get the tree in between me and you. Just to feel good about it. He is up really, really super close. I'm hoping, split ears, that you're not about ready. And he might think that I'm trying to steal you. I'm hoping that don't happen. He's standing just right. She is all over it because she knows those carrots. She knows those carrots are in my pouch. And she's just all over it. I can't hold the camera steady. I'm trying to push her back. Whitey's not knowing what's going on here. This might not be good. Okay, I'm gonna feed you, baby. I'm gonna feed you, but I'm looking at Whitey right now. I'm gonna have to feed this girl. Let's see what happens here. I'm gonna set this down. I'm gonna set this down and feed this girl. Let's see what we can do here. This girl is going crazy. I mean, she is going plumb crazy. She knows I've got them. Now, Whitey moved away. He moved away over there, and he's over there by his scrape, messing around with the fence. She is going absolutely berserk. And look at her. She says, "Oh, Jimmy, I know you had those." Look at her. She's trying to eat the bag. She's just going crazy. I got a banana peeling in here, too. She said, "I'll eat that banana peeling." They love banana peelings. Look at that. I had to eat a banana this morning, and I left the peeling there. There's some more banana peeling. Yes, Jimmy, I'll have some more banana peeling. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Where are you going? Where are you going, girl? Huh? Where are you going? Where are you going, girl? You trying to eat that? Are you leaving? Are you leaving? Huh? Are you leaving? And he's back there hitting that fence. There she's back here for more. I'll give you the banana peeling last. You're going to get all the grapes. We'll give you all the grapes. Then bring it. If I go and grapes, you're really going crazy, wouldn't you? Carrots. Boy, she has turned into my girl in a heartbeat, hasn't she? I can't believe that none of the other deer over here, they're just over there watching like, what's going on, Jimmy? What are you doing? Here, baby. Here, baby. We call you Dilly, huh? There was another name or two that they suggested that was really good, too. Everybody suggested names for you. She said, "Well, I don't think split ear is too sexy. I don't think split ear is too sexy." Good girl, good girl. Here. I got 1 carrot left. I have 1 carrot left. And then I've got this, okay? She said, "I want a carrot." Look at there, look at there. She's gonna turn that down. You gonna turn that down? That's a banana peel. You gonna turn it down? Huh? You don't want it, somebody else does. How about you, Whitey? Okay, she's still messing around here and wanting more, and I'm all out. She'll get tired of it in a minute because she knows that my sack's empty. She saw me empty the sack out. She did not eat the last 2 banana peels. That's kind of strange. She wanted more carrots. By the way, you saw me talking up there earlier, and I kept calling TC Whitey. Those bucks that we just looked at earlier are not TC's babies, not Whitey's babies. Those TC's. I'm getting my stud deer all confused, but you can see him right there. He's very, very close to us. He would almost eat out of my hand. Also, Chris fed this deer out of her hand. Him and Bazooka. When they were babies, she fed them out of her hand almost every day. They stayed in the pen, but she fed them out of her hand. And they were just really, really, I think he would probably do the same thing. He'd come up there. He might have walked on over and let me feed him just a minute ago. I'm not sure, but he was walking close, and I just thought it might be a good idea to keep a tree in between me and him. He's still, definitely, he just made a scrape over there. We'll walk over and look at that scrape. I don't know, he might not like me looking at his scrape. But he made a scrape over there, and you can see the scrape. This is what hunters are looking for in the woods, because they know that there's a buck that's still heavily involved in a rut. But you can see this scrape on the ground right here. We'll get over, and there it is right there. That's the scrape that he just made. He made those with his hooves. When people hear him talking about a scrape, they think they're scraping them with their antlers, and they will do that occasionally. I have seen them do that, but mostly they make those with their foot. And you can see how quickly he made that there. Generally, the bigger they are, the bigger the buck. And the reason that they are is he visits it time and time again. But he's got a doe that he's really enthralled with here. There's no doubt about that. He's got a couple of them there that he's messing around with, and he's staying right here close by. Split ear, she's going to come back and visit me there, or Dilly. We'll call you Dilly or Split ear, huh? She's coming back over here. She's about decided that she's thinking, I wonder if he's got any more of those things in there. I wonder if he's got any more of them. But you can see Whitey is not, I've never, actually he's not been very far away from me the whole time in here. But he's just absolutely a gorgeous, beautiful buck. We'll zoom in tight on him there, and you can again take a look at those antlers from behind. See how big and fat and healthy he is. He's a huge deer. I mean, he's up well over 200 pounds, and he's got lots and lots and lots of scoreable stuff up there growing on the top of his head. Plus, he's pretty typical. That would be scored as a typical buck. You have some deductions there on things that are not growing perfectly out, but he's pretty typical. We showed you. See, he's scraping the fence with his horns there. That's exactly what he's doing. He's rattling. I hope he doesn't ever get them hung up in there. That's what I worry about. Since all of his are pretty straight and everything, he should be able to back away and get them out of there. I know he's done some fighting through the fence with some of the deer around. He's going to walk right back at me right here. He's actually just walking down the fence line, walking back toward this scrape, which I'm only about 10 foot away from. I don't know if that's good or bad. But I've got a tree in between me and him. He's never, ever been a bit aggressive at all. But I'm going to still be pretty doggone careful around him. He's kind of sniffing the air, circling around now. And see him put his nose up in the air. He's liable to make another scrape right there. That's what they do a lot now. They wipe their eyes. See him wipe his eyes? See him wipe his eyes there? That's scent glands. They wipe their eyes. They're wiping their eyes there. A scent gland on. I can't hold the camera steady because of split ears. He's wiping scent on that branch, and a lot of times they will make their. See him wiping it, rubbing his eyes. He's getting scent on that branch, his scent, to let a doe know that he's in the area. And now they will usually, and it looks like he's made a scrape under that before. You look down through there, that's an old scrape right there that he's made. See how big it is? But now, right now, he's scraping scent glands. Very interesting deal. Very, very interesting this week with scraping those scent glands in there. That is really, really something. And I apologize for the camera work, but that's all Split Ear doing that. Now, Split Ear keeps over here messing around because he wants some more carrots. But Whitey keeps looking at Split Ear like he wants Split Ear. And he keeps looking at me like, you're not about to take that girl away from me. He didn't do any scraping there. He's moving off a little bit. He's just sort of going around in a circle here. He's not making any type of aggression moves toward me at all, though. And I think definitely one of these 2 or 3 ladies right here is the ones that he's really interested in. I don't think he is that concerned about me. But he's certainly not ever gone away or anything. He stayed right here close by the entire time. Nose in the air. The rut may be about over, but he's not buying into that. He's not buying into the rut being over at all. This has been pretty interesting. He's doing all the things that a buck do when they're in rut, making scrapes on the ground. Obviously, he's tore up lots and lots of trees in here, making sweats on the ground, peeing down his leg and putting his scent on that branch. He puts his scent up high as opposed to on the ground where the does can smell it. He gets that scent gland that's around his eyes. He's putting that scent on those trees so the does can smell it and hang around in this area as they get closer to being ready to take him on. And they stay in the area, and he comes around and checks those scrapes and checks those places where he left his scent gland. It's a pretty neat process that goes on in the rut. Extremely interesting, and you've got a rare glimpse of what some of them do in the rut right here today. I mean, a rare glimpse of it. And it's just amazing. It's just almost like he's trying to perform for me here. And he probably says, get your video and get out of my bedroom. I've got work to do. I'm going to go hide behind that hay bale. Whoa, come out of hiding. Come out of hiding. Come out of hiding. Yeah. All right, that's cool. That is more than cool. There he is. He's going. He's gone. He's gone. Split ears is just pestering me to death right here. Pestering me to death. Number 846. She's definitely fallen in love with me. No, Jimmy, she's fallen in love with carrots. Yeah. All right. Hey, I mean, he's not going to walk out. I was going to give you one last little look. He's sticking a little bit of an antler out. But, oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Was that super great or is that super great? I tell you what, that was super great. When I get these antlers right. That was really something right there. That is a rare opportunity. We actually got to see some of the things that deer do in the wild all the time. Let's see if I can level that up just a little bit more. We got to see some of the things that the deer do all the time in the wild. They make scrapes. They leave scent glands. They pee down their legs, and they rub on trees. We didn't get to see one rubbing a tree today, but we've seen a lot of trees that's been tore up over there as we've been watching our antlers grow. You remember we started this way back in the springtime when we had nothing but little bitty nubbins growing out of heads, and we turned into whitey. We lost some deer this year. It's just been a tragic situation as far as that goes, but that's just part of trying to improve your deer herd, and it's just there's just nothing you can do about it. Deer are like humans, and they don't always make it. They catch diseases and they have things go wrong. But we were able to turn loose 21 babies this year. You remember when we did that? That was great. And but we got to watch Whitey do some of the things he does in nature, and he never ever made any kind of aggressive move toward me at all. He was just very docile. He was around really close, within 10 or 12 feet, but never made any kind of threatening move. There was nothing that he did that would make me think that he was going to mess with me. Now, you know, we've been talking about, and we visited TC a little bit earlier with his boys, and we kept calling him Whitey. We were talking about TC all along. You know that. TC's out. He was in the pen for a couple of years. We turned him loose. Now he's been out for 2 years. And we found his sheds, and we promised we'd take a little close look at his sheds. And if I can get them right here, the way they were on his head. This is it right here. You can see they're big wide. They're probably about that wide right there. That's extremely wide. But if you'll take a look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's one broken off here. So that's 5. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 is all on that side. That's all that is. It's 5. Now that is it was an impressive wide rack. It looked really great. That's about how it would set right there. Just about like that on top of his head. Maybe even just an inch or two wider. But really wide. It's even wider this year. And I believe that if I've counted correctly up there, there's 12 points up there. I don't know if anything's been broken off or not. You can see that end was broken off. That would be an end about like that. That's a couple of inches there. And then where was that other broken one? Right here. One come off of this right here, which would have matched that one. and that's broke there. But you can see what TC, I keep calling him Whitey now. I'm sorry about that. But TC, this is what he looked like last year out in the wild. He was big, he was wide, he was healthy, but he was only a 9 point, just a 9 point. That's all he was. And now he's about 12, so he's still getting bigger, even though I think he is 6 years old. He might be 7. I just need to check on that and look that up. But anyway, that's a nice look at his antlers there from last year. And hopefully we'll find them from this year, and we can do some comparisons side by side a little bit later on in this quest of watching antlers grow, and then just continuing on watching the deer, because I love to do it and a few of y'all love to do it with me. We're not getting nearly as many views, but we still have several thousand views on this, so I know there's several thousand of you that are enjoying it just as much as I am, and I appreciate that, because I really dig it. I can come down here and just spend hours watching these deer walk around and interacting with them, and you like split ears, feeding split ears those carrots. That was magnificent. I loved it. She was just rubbing all over me, and she knew once she smelled those carrots, she knew I had them. She wasn't gonna leave me alone until she got them. So that was pretty spectacular too. But anyway, we'll be back here again next week and figure out something nice to do. Might look at some more sheds, I don't know. But we'll see how Whitey's doing in another week. The weather is turning colder. The deer were a lot more active today. They seemed like they liked it a lot better. So go out there and have you a great week this week, and remember, I sure do love you.